Right, welcome everybody. My name is Mike Hamilton from Trade Easyway, and we've got a lot to get through, so I'm going to rip straight into it. So a quick look at the Dow. Looks higher. We breached this 2025 high. Any pullbacks to 49,700 are buyable with a stop underneath 49,700. Nasdaq has come back into the 200 EMA and it's sandwiched between these moving averages. So if we're knocking our head against it right now. This is a buy signal here on Friday. New low, close above next day. But I suspect we might just end up grappling around in this area for a bit longer. If we can close above 25.5, then we're going to go back to 26,250, and through and through we could potentially break up into 27,000 plus. Okay, close underneath 24, and we are going to see a deeper retracement in the Nasdaq. But my money at the moment, based on what I'm seeing, is for maybe not today, but maybe midweek we'll pull back to 24,750 again and push higher. But watch out for any lower closes, because that will scupper that idea. Right, dollar has pushed right into a lot of resistance there at 97.70 and is pulling right back, pulling down, potentially going to see 95 again at this rate, unless we turn around, hold 97 and then start climbing back to 92. But all the time we're underneath these averages. All we've done is gone head butted the 50-day average and dropped. Right, let's have a look at let's go straight into the watch list. Let me just call that up now. Okay, so we talked a lot about Rio and Glencore, so I've been talking about buying dips in these upper levels. 66.80 was seen on Friday, is that right? Yeah, so Monday last week we saw 65, and on Friday we saw 67, and here we are closing above 70. So this is the way, unfortunately, you've got to play these extended numbers. I'm not in this. I don't like buying high, but on the face of it, these dips are getting bought, and the volume shows continuation. So if we see 68, 69 tomorrow, that is a buy if you want to get in on this. But I would have a stop underneath 66.50 and get out and stay out if that's breached. Glencore, the other side of this, a very similar story. Deeper retracement last Thursday. So we saw a deeper retracement. I was thinking we might see 432. Instead we've seen 460. That appears to have got bought. Any touch of 488. Again, I'm not in this. If you want in this, I would suggest you buy high, but it's not for me. I'm not doing it. So entirely up to you. But that's an option if you want to get in. And let's look at. Talked about camel. This is another metal, Central Asian metals. So this one's seen 210. So we saw a high 234 recently. It's come a long way. So all of these stocks are extended, but this is a copper miner, I believe. If this can close above 225 in the next couple of days, that should potentially go and see 250. And Avon Technology, I think this has fallen. This is a buy for me now, primarily because of this volume spike we've seen here today. So we've got a higher close. It's not a convincing close, I have to say. That's not an engulfing bar. That is not a pure reversal signal, so be warned. We're underneath all the averages. We've got key support from May 22nd, but on May 21st we were all the way down here in 15.5. So I'm going to give this longer. I'm going to retract what I said earlier about this being a buy. I'm going to give this longer, because if this dips back into 15.5, which it might well do, I am going to be a buyer. The reason why I'm so cautious these days is because of this. This Relx has just fallen out of the sky. This is apparently, so rumours have it, fears that AI is going to just steamroll over their business. They're in the information business, and I've been testing some of the apps. I think it's called Claude, that is alleged to have built in an extension that can take over what Relx is doing. They got earnings on the 12th, I think it's Thursday. They dropped it and they're going to run it up after earnings. Well, I'm not going to test it. I've lost a bit of money. I'm staying out. Also, if you look at Softcat, same thing's happened. So we had some decent volume up into, but it was a very shallow push higher. We didn't break, and we hit this structural resistance, dropped lower, and then just caved in again. So this is apparently again another stock that is on the end of a lot of fear to do with the potential move forward in AI. So back in October 23 we were down there at 1082. At the moment that looks as if that can go and find it. So this is why I am super cautious. And AAF was talked about last week. 315 is holding. If we can close above this 335, then that's got higher on it. Again, I'm not in it. Volume is suggesting this might hold up. I'm not in it. Over to you. I'm not even sure what this one does. Sure, I should know that because I've just looked it up recently. I think that's coming down to 450, 460. But decent push higher in 3rd of Feb. So at the very least, I would have thought that 3rd of Feb low will be tested and 460 tested. Alright, but this is potentially a lower high following that move up there on the 6th of Jan. So that's why I'm cautious, based on what I've just been talking about on Relx and Softcat. So I think this may come out of this structure and see a deeper pullback retracement. But I'll keep tabs on it. Right. And I'm going to, let me think. Yeah, let's look at, for some reason I'm not, let's look at Vodafone and BT, because these two have been doing pretty well. Pretty good solid cash cows. So Vodafone tested 104. We've just closed on 113 today. If you're interested, try and capture a pound or 105. If you're very keen on it, you're going to have to pay £1.10 with a stop under that. But let's see what you think. BT. So last week we saw, I think it's Thursday, saw a move into 213, which was resistance from September last year. Pulled back to this £2 support. Looks like we might go and find 192 again. If this is a bullish consolidation, we'll wait until these averages catch up, dip into that average, and then potentially go and see 220 plus. Let's see if that pans out. So I've been in this for a few weeks now. I got in so I missed the ex-dividend So I can't capture this next dividend payout on this one, but it's a swing trade for me. What am I looking for? I would love to, 250. If this can push higher, this can spring higher to 250, then I will get out and then reassess. Even if it moves into 220 and closes lower, I would get out as well. And right, moving on to US stuff. Talked about Netflix. This is sitting on April 25 lows. Has seen some decent volume numbers last Friday, but the jury's out. We need this to close above 81.82. Otherwise, this could come and see if we close up, if we drop under these lows, we could come as low as 65, 67. So keep a very close eye on that one. I'm getting very interested in what's happening with Bitcoin, and this BMNR, is it called Bitmine Immersion? I've been in this. I traded this up to these October levels and got out, and we've seen a corrective wave. Well, I say corrective wave. We've broken support, and we're just trying to hold this 127 minus 127 extension. But we are seeing a pickup in these are predominantly Bitcoin miners, and they provide the infrastructure for mining cryptocurrencies. So they're not just a miner, they are providing the tools for other organisations to go and mine Bitcoin. That's my understanding of it. If anybody believes I'm wrong, then please correct me. BMNR. So I'm getting very, very interested. I'd love to see 18 on this, and I'm not sure, given that volume that's coming in, if I'm going to get a chance to see that. Another one that's in the very similar market. By the way, BMNR is held by ARK Investments, an organisation who hold 300 billion in tech stocks. Same situation, very similar market, very similar product, and very similar chart pattern. This is MARA, M-A-R-A, in the US. And just a quick look across other stocks. AMD chips came into 186 support, so I would be a potential buyer of this one if that came and saw that again. So we're knocking our head against resistance, so I'd want to see this come to the bottom of that channel to buy AMD. If it starts shooting up, I will leave it. What else do I want to show you? Microsoft. I think Microsoft, so we had this big push in 30th of April 25. We've boomeranged and completely retested it there on the 5th of Feb. So again, I would love to see 40. It's 41,250 at the moment. I would like to see a retracement back down to last Thursday. Volume beginning to pick up, so we're beginning to see some buyers on that one. So that's all I got for you at the moment. So we're seeing in the UK, we're seeing telecoms doing well, and of course the miners and metals doing very well. And I'm just getting interested in Avon in the UK, watching that very closely, not in it at the moment, Avon Tech, and getting very interested in the US in BMNR, MARA and Microsoft. Alright, hope that helps. A lot more news and information to come. Stay tuned, and I would welcome any feedback. Thanks very much. Bye for now.